Imagine a world where, cutting-edge tech like AI isn't just stuck in big cities, but it's actually out there, transforming rural life, really empowering communities. That's what we're getting into today. Our mission really is to explore how these digital platforms can push forward the vision of CAISD. That's the Center for Artificial Intelligence and Sustainable Development. And we're drawing on some, pretty fascinating insights from a recent study visit to China.
That's right. And it wasn't just a casual look around. It was a focused study, July 11th to 28th, 2025. We specifically went to observe smart agriculture, digital platforms, sensor tech, blockchain, all across places like Zhejiang, Shenzhen, and Shanghai. The goal was clear. Find practical applications, successful models that CAISD could maybe adapt, localize.
Okay, so before we dive too deep here, what exactly are these digital platforms we keep mentioning? In this context, what do we mean?
Right. So at their core, they're basically technology-based ecosystems. Think of them like virtual infrastructure. They connect producers and consumers, goods, services, data, all of it. Their real power, though, comes from creating network effects. The more people use them, the better they get for everyone. Plus, they boost efficiency and sort of democratize access, markets, info, even finance, opening doors for communities often left out.
That makes sense. A
Yep.
good foundation. So, okay, how did this study show these platforms can really empower people? What were some key insights, maybe looking at examples like Alibaba?
Well, a really critical one is how they empower small-scale farmers, agri-entrepreneurs, directly. Models like Alibaba's Taobao or their rural Taobao let farmers completely bypass the traditional middleman. That means direct market access. And it's not just about selling stuff online. It fundamentally increases their income, gives them more control.
Right, cutting out those extra layers. And I guess it goes beyond just selling, doesn't it? What about changing how farming itself actually happens?
Oh, absolutely. Think about all the uncertainty farmers deal with.
Yes.
Weather, pests, markets. It's constant. What's so interesting here is how these digital platforms, by integrating things like AI, artificial intelligence for predictions, or IoT, the Internet of Things, connecting devices, plus blockchain for secure records, they enable precision farming. It's a huge leap from guesswork to really granular, data-driven crop management, predicting diseases before they hit, optimizing yields. It's like what Alibaba Cloud's smart agriculture demonstrated. Very powerful.
Yeah, that sounds like a total game changer, turning risk into something manageable.
Yeah.
And you mentioned finance earlier. Tackling financial exclusion in rural areas, that seems like a massive piece of this puzzle, too.
It is huge. Yeah, traditional banks often just overlook rural populations, right? But models inspired by Ant Group's MY Bank, for instance, use AI for credit scoring. They offer microloans, specific crop insurance tailored for these underserved farmers. It boosts their productivity, sure, but also their resilience, gives them capital, security, things they just didn't have access to before.
That's incredibly powerful. Okay, so the product's grown, maybe financed, but getting it to market, logistics can be a real headache. How do platforms help there?
Right. The whole farm-to-table journey, if we look at innovations like Kaimiao's, these smart logistics platforms can seriously cut down post-harvest losses. They optimize delivery routes, get things to market faster, fresher, and then you add blockchain. Consumers can actually verify where their food came from, its quality. That builds trust, boosts brand value for ethically produced stuff, transparency.
So the tech is one side, but people actually need to use it effectively. I'm guessing digital literacy, capacity building, that's got to be key.
Precisely. Yeah, the study really underscored that. Training is crucial. Training on digital marketing, how to sell online using these smart ag tech tools. It's similar to what Alibaba did with their rural digital talent initiative. You need to build that capacity at the grassroots. Otherwise, the tools just sit there.
Okay, this is where it gets really interesting for me. The potential downsides, the challenges, because it can't all be smooth sailing, can it? What kind of pitfalls did the study flag? What do we need to watch out for?
Absolutely not smooth sailing. The study identified some significant challenges, definitely. Things like gaps in digital infrastructure, especially in rural areas, the ongoing digital divide, literacy issues, also real concerns about platform dominance, monopolies forming, and the critical need for solid data privacy rules and ethical AI frameworks. That's huge.
Okay, let's linger on that platform dominance point for a second. It sounds like a double-edged sword. They empower, yes, but could they also create new dependencies, new vulnerabilities for farmers, maybe around their data? How do you balance that power?
That is such a crucial question. And the risk is definitely real. It really demands proactive policy work, strong governance. We need frameworks that ensure fair play, protect user data, prevent any single platform from becoming this gatekeeper that just extracts all the value. It's about designing these systems thoughtfully with safeguards built in to keep them genuinely empowering.
Right, intentional design. So pulling all these insights together, what's the big takeaway for applying these ideas for CAISD's vision?
Well, synthesizing it all, China's experience, especially looking at Alibaba, offers some vital lessons for CAISD. We learned that holistic ecosystems are key. You need to integrate the commerce, the logistics, the finance, the training. It all has to work together. Also, localization is vital. You can't just copy-paste. Solutions need to be adapted culturally, linguistically, for specific community needs. And finally, really leveraging that data-driven innovation, using data for demand prediction, planning production, aligning farming with market needs, cutting waste. That's key.
So wrapping up, what we've really seen is that these digital platforms have immense potential for CAISD's vision, using AI for sustainable development. They genuinely seem able to empower rural communities, spark innovation, and build resilience against shocks.
Absolutely. But, and it's an important but, realizing that potential, it needs strategic investment. Infrastructure, yes, but also comprehensive training, proactive policy work, and really strong ethical governance. That ensures growth is equitable, sustainable for everyone.
Which leaves us, and you listening, with something to think about. What local adaptations, what new partnerships could you imagine? How could you bring these kinds of transformative digital tools to your own community, your field? Might some of these ideas spark an aha moment for your work or your interests? Something to mull over.